What's up? What's up, everybody? This is Info Media Reacts. I'm back at it. It's been a while since I've actually gone live. I've done a lot of uploaded videos on this channel, which will be the main staple of the channel is the uploaded videos. And then when we have issues like this, I'm going to go live, get into it, talk about it. If you haven't already heard, I know it's all over. It's probably all over the YouTube streets by now. The situation that has occurred that I want to talk about that has occurred with Tariq Nasheed. Now, you know, Tariq Nasheed has produced a hip hop documentary from his estimation to put to rest this notion that hip hop was not created solely by the youth. As I said before, it was the preteen youth who created hip hop. Black people were at the very beginning of this creation. I'm going to say it again. Rap music is the inspiration and the musical genius of black people coming through slavery into Reconstruction, into being in Jim Crow. It is the music which our people, now let me go with the beginning of rap. When you talk about rap, where does it all come from? You had scatting, you had bebop. Remember, there were tales that black people would tell to tell other black people how to escape from plantation. That would be your religious hymns or your fables, where black people would talk about Bear Rabbit, and we would sing hymns so that the slave master would know how the slaves were escaping. We would send the messages. Those messages had a rhyme to it. That comes out of your religious hymns. That comes out of your fables. That comes out of the ragtime music, the beatbox music, the jazz, rhythm and blues, gospel. All of that came out of black people's oppression because remember, black people migrated to New York way before all these other folks that keep trying to attach themselves to our musical creation. Way before these folks were even dealing with us. Our people migrated. It was called the Great Migration that took black people to New York, Philadelphia, Ohio, Detroit, Michigan, like Flint, Michigan, Detroit. Took black people to places like Baltimore, Maryland, which is the most northern state on the Mason-Dixie line. You see, it was black people who brought the flavor to New York in the first place. Before all these other people that are trying, I mean, think about the big band and the things that black people were doing in the 30s and 40s and the 1920s when they were in New York. You had the Harlem Renaissance. All of that is the predecessor to the inspiration that youth, preteen youth, black youth were inspired to create what we call rap music today. Because those preteen black children, teenagers, what were they listening to in the house? They weren't listening to any salsa music. They weren't listening to Puerto Rican or Latin band music. They were listening to R&B, gospel, soul, Al Green, spiritual hymns because our parents would take us to church. This is where it came from. That's what the influence was. And so Tariq Nasheed comes out with Mic Check, where he's interviewing, you know, I'm going to say this right now. No matter what you think of Tariq Nasheed, whether you are a fan of him or not, I'm not here to wave anybody's banner. I'm just here to stay on the facts and the truth. And the truth of the matter is, somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it. Tariq Nasheed had legitimate people in his video or his documentary, he had legitimate people who were telling the history. And I think what's happening is that you have other groups that are feeling some kind of way. For so long, Black Americans born here who come from the lineages of those slave southern states that migrated. For all these years, we have sat back and watched other groups of people come over to this country, whether it be through immigration, which, by the way, Black people in America are the reasons why you were able to do so, because we were able to change the laws in this country. Nobody wants to give us any credit for that. But however, we've had to sit back while other people come over here. They delineate themselves by where they come from. They delineate themselves by the flags that they prop up, which is their right to do. But the minute Black people delineate ourselves in America, and not only that, decide to make claim to our music that was created by us originally, we saw what they did to jazz, many other art forms that we created that have been manipulated. Now, all these years have passed, and now people want to rewrite the history. And I'm here to tell you, I'm listening to the people that were there, and I'm going to show you tonight, once again, what the good folks are saying. I'm also going to let you know tonight, ladies and gentlemen, that be on the lookout for my next live stream, where I'm going to go back and give you detailed information as to who really created breakdancing, what's the origins of it. And I tell you, I've got footage of Black people in the 1950s doing things that are similar or that predates breakdancing, or what we call breakdancing, but it was probably called a different name. Remember, these names are interchangeable. They change. They have changed. So I want to get into it. As you know, Tariq Nasheed has been told to cease and desist from playing his Mic Check movie. I want to put this up here right now. So you got Dispelling the Myth Once and for All, Mic Check, the hidden history of hip hop. So Tariq had said on his channel some time back that he was noticing that Netflix was not promoting the video. And the we know why now is because someone is not happy. Someone does not want Tariq to be successful with this video. Now, I'm going to say again, I really don't care what your personal opinions are, Tariq, of Tariq is. This ain't about the personal issues that people have with Tariq. Some people think that he's a grifter. This is not what this video is tonight. I'm simply saying that there's a bigger issue happening around people who are trying to give Black Americans pushback when it comes to telling our story. And so I went on Amazon just to see for myself. They did remove the video. And the reason why they removed the video, as you probably have heard or have not heard, is because of this man right here. This is Joe Conzo. Now, from what I understand, this man has had some photo exhibits that go back between 1977 and 1984. And what I want to do is I got a few other things I want to put up here. And what I want to do is I want to put this up here for you to see right now. So this is sort of his background. Okay. This is his background. This is the Joe Conzo, a look back at Bronx, 1977 to 1984. Photographer Joe Conzo Jr. was born and raised in the South. Now, this is another thing that people keep saying. People keep saying that rap music was created primarily in South Bronx, but you're going to hear there's other Black what you would call black DJs and hip hoppers, or MCs, should I say respectfully, who were living back in those days in the 70s, and they even predate Joe Conzo. They predate him. He's got exhibits between 77 and 1977 and 84, the photos that he does not want Tariq Nasheed displaying in his movie. So, for example, this is the photo that you often see in the advertisement or the promotional for Tariq's microphone check. This is the promotional video. This is one of the pictures, should I say, one of the photos that Joe Conzo is saying Tariq Nasheed has breached what we would call a copyright. And therefore, he wants Tariq's to take all photos out of his movie because he has violated something that they call, let me put this up here for you. See, I know people have gone over this with you, you probably have watched other people do videos about this, but I told you and I warned everybody that my reaction channel would be different, because not only am I just going to react and show video of what's going on and have you critique it as well and look at it with me and give your thoughts, but I'm also going to educate you on what this is really all about. So you've got this right here. So he came at Tariq with this what they call Digital Millennial Copyright Act. It is a 1998 United States copyright law that implements two 1996 treaties of the World Intellectual Property Organization. It criminalizes the production of someone disseminating of technology or devices or services intent to circulate or circumvent, should I say, intent to circumvent measures that control access to copyright works. So this is the law that Joe Conzo used to tell Tariq Nasheed that he had to stop with the production of his, putting his videos in his films, because there's a reason why this is happening, everybody. You see, I'm going to tell you tonight, or you're going to see tonight, that it's not just that Joe Conzo is not happy with Tariq having the photos in there, but you have to understand what is contributing to it, because of the fact that black people that born in America have now made noise about the things that we don't appreciate, with people disrespecting and clout chasing off of something that we created and not telling the story. Now, I'm going to say it again. Puerto Ricans did contribute. I'm going to say it again. They did contribute to the development of hip hop, but they were not the creators at the most urgent level. We need to stop telling that lie, especially when you have people who were there, who are telling you in documentation and documented videos and other videos, even before Tariq's mic check. Okay. You've had other people tell you who were there that, yeah, there were a sprinkle of Puerto Ricans that were around, but they sort of gravitated after we created it. And I think that this is kind of this. I believe that Joe Conzo doesn't like the fact that Tariq has this in his movie, because I think he feels some kind of way about Tariq. And I think not only that, but he feels some kind of way about the fact that Black Americans are trying to reclaim that which is ours in terms of creation. And because he's promoting a movie, Mic Check, that is promoting the reality of who really created it, and you have people who don't like the movie that come from maybe the Puerto Rican community, the Spanish-speaking community that feels that they have some ownership in hip-hop from the very beginning, I think that it was more than motivational for Joe Conzo, and there he is with Grandmaster Cass, and I've got some raw video of Grandmaster Cass putting him in check, y'all, because he tells us he was on a podcast saying some things, and Grandmaster Cass, once again, listen to the people that were there, not the people that weren't there that can correct it. I think I'm going to keep it real. I think that Lord Jamar has, even though he wasn't there at the beginning, he's been talking to the people that were there. We're going to hear from a piece of a podcast that he did with individuals on his podcast that were Puerto Rican themselves and rappers who are going to tell you themselves that we weren't there at the very beginning. See, we have to stop the lies. We really have to stop the lies. Hip hop is sort of a combination of everybody is coming together and gravitating towards hip hop today, because hip hop is a sort of a culture that's been open to everybody. But as hip hop has become more open to other groups to engage in hip hop, we just don't sit back and let people tell lies about hip hop in its origins. We just don't do that, folks. And this is why, and I'm going to go over here, this is why I'm doing this video tonight. This is why this is a very important video tonight, because people make up a lot of lies. Now, this man right here, as I'm going to take this off and come back over here, I got to admit, the photographs that he took when he was a kid, here he is right here as a kid, I got to admit, that's him. The photographs, I'm going to be honest, the photographs are incredible. They're great photographs. He took those between 1977, 1984. Some of his collection of his work is in, museums. It's in colleges where they have these hip hop collections, like at Cornell University. There is DJ Charlie Chase. DJ Charlie Chase admitted himself, everybody, that when he was getting into DJing and doing rap music, that people in his own community that were Puerto Rican were telling him, "What are you doing playing that jungle bunny music?" Somebody's gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it. I mean, these are great photographs. This one I like right here. You see Kumo D. How many of y'all remember Kumo D? You got Kumo D to the far left. What's going on, Mike B? Jonathan Kidd, love you all for being here. Reed, thank you for being here. FBA Strong, thank you. You got Kumo D over to the left side, looking young. Here's Charlie Chase with this was the rap group. There go Grandmaster Cass in the middle there. Here is Grandmaster Cass right here with Kool Herc. And the truth about Kool Herc is when Kool Herc came to America, he didn't bring Jamaican culture. He basically blended in and was influenced by Black American culture. Matter of fact, I think Grandmaster Cass, who you see on the left, very young there, I think he even admitted that he didn't know that Kool Herc was Jamaican until he went to his house and he heard his mother talking in the accent or the language. But Kool Herc was influenced by Black American culture, which also inspired him to do what he did with giving the B-boys a place to express their breakdancing art. So I have to admit, these photographs that he took are classic. They're incredible. Let's not deny that. Okay? Right here. These are great photographs. These are classics, throwbacks. That go Cass again on the mic. This is throwback stuff right here. But it still doesn't change the fact that it was created, the art form was created by black people. He might have took photographs, but he didn't create the art form. He took photos of what black people were doing. If you notice, most of the photographs that I have shown you, that this man is now telling Tariq, you got to take this out of your movie, mic check. I'm using the millennial copyright laws against you, and I'm serving you with a cease and desist, a cease and desist. I think that this is part of the agenda to try to shut black American people down from telling the truth about one of the biggest musical genres that has dominated music, which is rap music. Now, the rap music that we're listening to today, to me, is pure garbage. But the stuff that they were doing in the past is pure classics. But I think there's a effort out there to stop and to change the narrative about who created rap music. And that's just what I believe. I think this is why Tariq has had these problems. Let me go into the reaction studio and let you see something else. So let me go over here, and here we go, everybody. And I want to put something up. So remember, Tariq was in New York, and that's a picture of him in New York. It's also come out in the wash that Tariq is not able to, his film, the mic check film, is not being received in New York, meaning the theaters are not playing the movie ever since Joe stated his intent to tell him to take his videos or his photos that he took back in the day out of the movie. And now, because of him doing that, the word on the streets is that these movie houses in New York, the ones that he wanted to play the movie in, are not receiving the movie. They're not going to play the movie. And also there was some rumor that Tariq was also looking to meet the documentary category for the Oscars. That will not happen if he cannot get that movie circulated, because in order to get that, you have to have a certain circulation of that movie in theaters to get that nomination. Now, Tariq Nasheed on his Twitter account says, "Hello, family. We found out the reason our film microphone check was taken down from Amazon is because of Joe Conzo. Also, Joe Conzo is trying to sabotage the New York film screening of the film this weekend by contacting the theaters and lying to them." Well, it looks like he was successful at being able to shut some things down. This man right here, who was a young kid back in the 70s, late 70s, taking photos of hip hop. Once again, the photos are great, but I think he did this not only because why? He's got the copyright to these photos. He wants to make sure that nobody else can get paid, that he gets paid, but no one else. I wonder if Tariq had contacted him. I don't even think Tariq was aware that this guy owned the. I don't think he was aware that this guy owned it. But I just wonder if Tariq would have offered him money, because you know money talks and bullshit walks.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I just wonder if he offered him money. What do you all think in the chat room? Would he had gone down the road of going legal, giving Tariq a legal warning? Would he had? Because he certainly liked the attention that he was getting when he was putting on the photo exhibits, and you know, and people were coming out to watch the photos in some of the galleries and things of that nature in New York. I'm going to read this again. Through a combination of luck and circumstances as a teenager, Conzo found himself at the heart of the culture. Look how they spin this, at the heart of the culture. Black people were at the heart of the culture. But see how they spin the words. At the heart of the culture, in an active movement working to change the neighborhood. So they said that he was an activist working to change the neighborhood. Now he's 45 years old. 45 years later, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. A selection of his photos is on display at the Brooklyn Documentary Center through April 21st. This was a clip when they were celebrating the things that he had put out there. It's crazy, y'all. So my question is, would he have done this if Tariq would have called him up and say, look, I want to use your photos in the movie. I'll pay you a fee. What are you asking for? Would he had allowed this whole thing to go down? Or is the agenda that, hey, he's Puerto Rican and Tariq Nasheed is saying in the movie that Puerto Ricans had nothing to do with the creation of hip hop? Is that's really what's driving this? And the reason why I want to make sure that you hear what I'm about to say right now. What I think is driving this is this gentleman right here. Here's Tariq. Here's one of Tariq's biggest critics on the YouTube streets that has been really going in, and that's Dr. Cologne. Dr. Cologne is a Puerto Rican. I've seen him on the YouTube streets talking to different people on their channels, giving his critique of who created hip hop. That's Dr. Cologne. And what he is as far as his background, he's basically a doctor of sociology. He teaches, but he fashions himself as almost like an expert of hip hop in the origins of it. And I have seen videos where he's even said that Black Americans have no idea really of who created hip hop. I've actually have heard this man say that, which I find extremely insulting. But I think this is the connection. He doesn't like Tariq. He does not like the movie that he came out with, because it's messing with the narrative that he has put out on the YouTube streets that hip hop is the creation by Puerto Ricans at the very beginning. Sort of like what KRS-One was saying about there would be no hip hop without Puerto Ricans. So I think Dr. Cologne is a contributor to this. Why? Because Dr. Cologne has a relationship with Joe Conzo. They have a relationship, y'all, meaning he's been on podcasts with the man. I've even saw a podcast clip where Joe Conzo said, you damn right I want to get paid. This is about getting paid. He on the podcast where he was talking to Dr. Cologne, he admitted that he should get paid, that it is about the money, that he should be getting those dividends off of an art form that was created by Black preteens. You took the picture, but this is the thing. This is what I have to say. Ask yourself this question, folks. Because while he gave or served Tariq Nasheed with paperwork about, I'm going to get you legally if you don't take things out of your video. And I think Tariq, should I say, sorry. Tariq Nasheed, I think, has taken the photos out of his trailer, and he may have to take it out of the movie itself. That's a very expensive proposition. But I got to ask myself this question and ask you this question. While he wanted Tariq to take the photos out of his movie that he has the copyright to, my question is, when Joe Conzo took these pictures, for example, of this young man, I guess he's strutting or breakdancing. When you took that photo, did you go up to this young black man and say, look, do I have your permission to take this photo? And if I make any money off this photo, I'll give you some proceeds. Did he share any of his fortune with the photos in terms of the money proceeds with the young black male that you see up here? See, this is the point I'm trying to make. Did he give Kumo D any money? Did he give Kool Herc and Grandmaster Cass that you see to the left any money? That's the point. Did he even give Charlie Chase any money for taking these photos that sort of blew him up? So the question is, so technically when you take a person's photo, you're supposed to have, one, their permission. I'm pretty sure some of these folks were kind of happy to get the photo, you could tell right here that Charlie Chase was kind of excited right there to get the picture taken of him. But the question I'm asking is, when he made whatever money he made off the photos, wouldn't any of these guys, such as this young man right here, wouldn't he be able to make claim? If this young man is still alive today, couldn't he come in and say, well, wait a minute, man, that's a photo that you took of me and I never gave you permission to take that photo. Or, man, you never gave me no money for the photo. See, it could go both ways, y'all. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, everybody? If you're understanding what I'm talking about, everybody, hit the 7s in the chat room. If you're with me, we got Patora Afro, Peggy Roster, Narratives and Dialogue. This is Info Media Reacts channel. We're gonna keep doing it like we're doing it over here. Just think about what I'm saying, folks. Once again, no matter what your opinion of Tariq Nasheed, I'm not here to wave nobody's banner. Okay? I'm not here to any of this sort of stuff. I'm here just to talk about the facts of the situation. No matter what you think of Tariq Nasheed, because Joe Conzo has a relationship with Dr. Cologne, and Dr. Cologne doesn't like Tariq, doesn't like what he's doing with telling the narrative about what black people did, when his narrative is that it was a Puerto Rican thing, especially when it comes to the breakdancing. So if these two guys are literally cool with each other, then that would explain why Joe Conzo made an effort to tell Tariq, you must remove everything out of your video. I didn't approve it. You see, folks, here is the document right here. You see? That's the document right there. This is an example of the document, the email, the document that was sent out telling Tariq to take down things because he was going to go legal on him. Let me put this document up here, right here. This is the document. And I'm going to play a video so that you can hear exactly. That's Tariq in New York. I'm going to play the video so that you can hear exactly how the letter was put on Tariq. If you're with me tonight, hit the 7s in the chat room. Share the video. If you got a cell phone, you got a tablet, you got a desktop, hit the button where it says share right now. Put it in your Twitter, your X, whatever we call it. Put it in your Facebook, anywhere. If you on social media and you got a YouTube channel, share it in your social media, your community tab, as we call it. Let me let you hear, and let me shout out this brother that I'm about to put up here because he did a great job breaking it down. Let me let you hear this right here about this situation. Here it comes right here, everybody. Let's go. It's time to react. Here we go.
In the film Microphone Check, which is scheduled to show at Quad Cinema in New York City from July 19th to the 25th, 2024. For your information, I am a pioneering photographer from the Bronx, New York, who has been heralded by the New York Times as the man who took hip hop's baby pictures. Okay, so he's saying New York Times gave him that title. My seminal book on hip hop culture, Born in the Bronx, a visual record of the early days of hip hop, 2017, Rizzoli, has received worldwide acclaim, and my photographic collection is held in Cornell University's Cornell Hip Hop Collection. Part of.
Excuse me, folks. Let me put that back on. But you're hearing it so far. Here we go.
It's rare and manuscript collections. In addition, I'm a U.S. Army veteran. Oh, he's landed on thick now. So thank you for your service, sir. And retired EMT with the New York Fire Department, who proudly served New York and assisted in the World Trade Center on September 11th, 2001. I'm notifying you of infringement of my rights under the Copyright Act and counterpart laws around the world.
That was the law that I had put up on the screen before, which is right here. The Digital Millennial Copyright Act, which was put out in 1998, United States copyright law that implements two 1996 treaties of the World Intellectual Property Organization. Let's get back to the video.
Copyrighted photos which appear in the film. So he's just saying out and out his pictures appear in this film. Microphone Check were not authorized by me, my agent, or the director, Tariq Nasheed, or any of their agents to use my exclusive photos in any way, shape, or form. In doing so, the film and its producers have violated the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. Okay, so they're saying that he's saying that his pictures are in the film and that they're, and Tariq didn't have the permission. Well, I know the pictures that they had that were in question before them were allegedly his pictures, were taken out of the original trailer, so I assume they were taken out of the film. But in order for him to know this, he had to have somebody that went to the film and saw the film, or he went himself.
Let me stop it right there. I believe what the brother is saying right there, that this man must have had someone go to the show, or he must have watched the show himself, because how did he know that the photos were in the movie unless someone was watching it that went and told him, unless they already were aware that, obviously everyone was aware that Tariq was coming out with this movie. So they were probably wanting to see it so that they can challenge the movie on its facts. And in doing so, Gazzano noticed his photos in the movie. And I mean, I'm sure you can say that, I'm sure that many of us can say, why didn't Tariq do more thorough research to realize that he's using photos that are photos taken from someone who's Puerto Rican, who is an acclaimed hip hop photographer during the 1977 through 84 that he's been heralded. Okay. It doesn't, because I know people are going to run with this narrative. Just because he took photographs don't mean he created hip hop. Damn it. Okay. Now let's keep that right in mind here.
Somebody's gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
He simply took photographs. And remember, he took photographs between 77 and 84. Maybe he took some earlier than that. But the point is, the majority of the photos that you see that he took, it's black people. So his photos that he took are actually damning evidence. They're actually damning evidence, everybody, that black people created it, because the majority of the people in the photos are black people that's rocking the mic, that's doing the damn thing. I think, once again, he has a relationship with Dr. Cologne. Dr. Cologne does not like Tariq. Dr. Cologne does not agree with the narrative that Puerto Ricans were not at the very beginning and creation of hip hop. That's his position on it. And I think because Tariq's mic check documentary goes against that narrative, I think part of Joe Casano doing what he did was also another way to punch down on stopping that movie from being seen by people in New York or anywhere, because they don't want that narrative to get out there, because the narrative that they want to stay out there is the narrative that they're pushing. That's just how I see it. Let's continue to hear this brother talk about this deceased and cis and deceased letter. Here we go.
Most likely, but interesting. Or you got a copy of it. As an FYI, okay. In doing so, the film and its producers have violated Digital Millennium Copyright Act, infringe upon rights held by me, including my exclusive rights of reproduction, distribution, and display. As an FYI, Microphone Check was recently sold on Amazon in Blu-ray format. It was recently pulled from Amazon too. I wonder if that has something to do with it. On the advice of counsel, I filed a copyright infringement claim with Amazon for the film's unauthorized use of my photos. On July 14th, 2024, my claims were honored by Amazon. Got the number for the film.
So Tariq was right when he said that Joe Casano was the perpetrator of getting the movie removed. And in the letter that he sent out to Tariq, the cease and desist letter, he says it clearly that he was successful at getting Amazon to take the documentary film down because of the Digital Millennial Act that he warned Tariq Nasheed that he was infringing upon. Let's continue, y'all.
And the film was removed from its website. It's worth noting that this film also infringes on a number of intellectual properties held by my contemporaries, including iconic New York-based photographers Martha Cooper, Ernie Panicoli, and Henry Chalfant. Henry Chalfant is the producer of the seminal 1983 hip-hop documentary film Stop.
You know what they all have in common, folks? All these people, what they have in common is that none of them are black. All the people that he just named that jumped in this filing against Tariq, none of them are black American. None of them are of our lineage. They all sound like they're white folks, other groups of people who are been biting and eating off of the creation of the preteen, the black American preteen whose ancestors came up to the north, like New York, from the Great Migration. And that's the damn truth.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna
That's
tell
what it sounds like to me. How about you? Let me put this up here while he's talking about this. Let me put this up here to give you a closer look at what he's reading right here. So this is what he's reading right here at this point in time. Let me hit the play button.
Wars, which is a classic, right? Star Wars, you know, like Star Wars probably made a decent amount of money in its years and years of since 1983.
Now, do you all are familiar with Star Wars? Most of these early documentaries were not produced by black people. They were produced by people that were not like us, making money off of what young black youth were doing. Another thing I want to say that people fail to understand, that a lot of people grew up watching Beat Street, those Beat Street movies, or those sort of hip hop movies where they portrayed this look as if it was all Puerto Rican people. You see, folks, black people were breakdancing and doing hip hop dance like burning, and I'm going to do a video about this. By the time Puerto Ricans started breakdancing and getting into it heavily, black b-boys, black hip-hoppers who would dance, they stopped doing hip-hop dance. By that point in time, they saw breakdance, or what we call breakdancing, they saw it as played out. So when you see Puerto Ricans sort of in high numbers, especially going into the early 80s, by that time, most black street dancers, they felt that breakdancing at that point was played out, particularly in the New York area. They were already on to something else, or they just said, hey, I'm not. Because remember, a lot of these young men, a lot of these brothers were doing this as kids. And you know, when you're a kid, you get older into adulthood and you start to do other things. That's the other secret that no one wants to talk about. Let's go ahead and click it again.
I'm guaranteeing you, just in knowing how the film industry operates, I'm guaranteeing you almost none of those people were compensated.
Right.
None of those people got residuals. None of those people were paid. So these are the people that he's saying, Martha Cooper himself and Ernie Panicoli, Henry Chalfant, all people of other nationalities.
Boom. Just like I said a few minutes ago.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Other people of other nationalities getting paid off of what black youth were doing, and black preteens and black older teens and black young black people. None of these, how many of these black folks back then made the money and good proceeds off of what these people are claiming? So all these folks that are claiming this against Tariq, they made money. How much money did they give? I'm going to put it up here again because this is about telling the truth.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
How much money did they give to this young man right here? Or this young man right here? How much money did they give to them? How much money did these brothers in the park? This is a classic photo in the park where this is one of the earliest days of them DJing in the park. How many of these brothers got any proceeds from any of the stuff that these people that he just said are making a claim against Tariq Nasheed? How many of them gave any money to the folks? And I already told you that there's a video on Twitter where you've got Joe Gazzano talking to Dr. Cologne, right? He's talking to Dr. Cologne right here, and he's saying straight up, I want to get paid. I want to get paid, man. It's about me making some money. Why shouldn't I not?
Have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Saying that straight up to Dr. Cologne. Hear this part again.
Of since 1983. I'm guaranteeing you, just in knowing how the film industry operates, I'm guaranteeing you almost none of those people were compensated. None of those people got residuals. None of those people were paid. So these are the people that he's saying, Martha Cooper himself and Ernie Panicoli, Henry Chalfant, all people of other nationalities. I'm just going to bring that point up as well.
That's right. That's right.
That are profiting off of the movement of hip hop in 1983. They're all benefiting to this day from 1983 and earlier.
Right. Right.
These kids that were from the poorest parts of New York City that were rapping on a mic, inventing new flows, patterns, DJing, graffiti, breakdancing, all of that. These people are still benefiting to this day. I want you to make sure you note that.
Facts. Facts, 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 over facts, and double facts, everybody. this is what we need to know. We need to know the truth, everybody.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
And that's the truth. So this is very interesting, the way this works. Everybody, this is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. Definitely share the video. I've got some more for you. Don't go anywhere. I've got some more for you. So that's basically the breakdown. That brother did a great job of giving a breakdown of what's going on, Cartel, of what they did to Tariq Nasheed. And he's absolutely right. We have other people of other ethnic groups that are making money. I know you can make an argument too. Let me just say this too. You can make an argument, because I know someone will make that argument in the comment section of this video. You can make the argument that how many people are going to get paid in terms of how many of them, once again, is Tariq going to pay any of these people that he showed the photographs of? How much did the old school rappers and DJs in the documentary, how much did he pay them to be, to speak? Who knows? That's not my business. But we certainly know that these other people have not paid a dime to these historical black youth who created the hip hop. And I want to remind you all again, when you look at the movies that came out in the early 80s, the perception is that it was Puerto Ricans that started breakdancing, when in fact it was black people who were doing hip hop style dance prior to that, prior to the late 70s and prior to the 80s. And I got the video proof of that, because they're going to tell you that they stopped doing it. It was played out for them at that time. Let me go to another video. Let me play this. Remember that Fat Joe said some things that I didn't appreciate, you didn't appreciate, and that was that what? Fat Joe had this narrative that hip hop was a shared collaborative effort between black and brown, that it was 50-50. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. It's craziness. It's nonsensical, because that just ain't the truth. Okay, let's go into the reaction studio and let's react to this. Here we go, everybody. Check this out.
It still does not negate the history of the culture and the history of how it started.
Created hip hop. It's every element of hip hop. It was 50-50, bro.
But it still does not negate the history of the culture and the history of how it started.
You hear that?
It's every element of hip hop. It was 50-50, bro.
It still does not negate the history of the culture and the history of how it started.
Created hip hop.
Boom, I'm going to stop it right there. Total nonsense. Total nonsense. It's not true. Puerto Ricans certainly contribute, but they were not the creators at the very beginning of the genre. Now, that's just not factual, everybody. That's not truthful. It's not factual. And this is Fat Joe has been putting out misinformation for quite some time. Let me go to another video. I want to show y'all something else, because that video that's a video that I should have played at the very beginning of this podcast today to kind of set the tone for everything tonight. But let me go ahead and do this. Well, let me say this to you, everybody. I want to thank you, everybody out there, for watching the video tonight. I want to say thank you by saying, hey, do me the biggest favor. Thank you for watching. I also want to say like and comment on this video when you get a chance. Subscribe to the channel, because it definitely helps. Like this video because it helps it to push through the algorithms. I really appreciate that. All right. Thank you. Now, let's go ahead and get to another video. This is a very important video that I want to show you. Very, very, very important. Let me show you a video of Joe Cazano. He's on a podcast. He's on a podcast with Grandmaster Cass. And Grandmaster Cass had to check him on some things that he said that was incorrect. Once again, this is where it's coming from. Tariq Nasheed's narrative in his video or his documentary, Microphone Check, is that black people, black Americans are the origins, are the beginning of the creation of the hip hop movement, the creation of it. Joe Conzo does not agree with that narrative. That is not his narrative is that blacks and Puerto Ricans built hip hop at the hip, that it was a harmonious relationship, that blacks and Puerto Ricans got along. It was so harmonious. It was so heavenly. And DJ or Grandmaster Cass had to set him straight and say, wait a minute, what are you talking about? This is a man that's a pioneer that he took photos of. The man right here when he was younger, there with the man that they claim was the creator of hip hop, which is Kool Herc. He's not the creator of hip hop. Kool Herc opened up, Kool Herc provided a vehicle for B-boys to dance, but he didn't create hip hop all by himself either. He was influenced by black Americans in doing what he did. He helped build hip hop, but even Kool Herc was influenced as a man who came here from Jamaica. Now that's Grandmaster Cass right there in his younger years. Let's go back over here and put the older statesman picture of him up. He had to get in Joe Conzo's ass, in his behind, literally, from telling the lies that he was telling. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. You're going to be blown away by some things I'm going to say next when I play this. And here we go. Back into the reaction studio, and here we go. Let's play this right now. Check this out.
An ethnicity could say, we invented this, it is ours, and everybody came after.
Can I say something real quickly? Hey, listen.
That's Joe Conzo. That's up there right now. That's who's talking. That's the man who filed the cease and desist against Tariq. He's the one that filed the paperwork telling Tariq to take his photos out of the movie. The lady that was talking, I'm not going to give her a name because from my understanding, talk about did Puerto Ricans get along? This woman has a history of using the N-word and using it and peppering the N-word on social media. I have witnessed it. She's Puerto Rican herself, thinks because she likes to, that she dates black men or thinks that she's part black herself, it's okay for her. I'm just letting you know the person that you heard talking, and then what this man's talking about, how Puerto Ricans and blacks got along so fine. Check this out again.
An ethnicity could say, we invented this, it is ours, and everybody came after.
Can I say something real quickly? Hey, listen.
I'm sorry to cut in. Just keep you aware. Grandmaster Cass is on this podcast. He's in the far right corner underneath Joe Conzo. He's going to go in on him. You'll see.
Back in the 70s, 60s, maybe a little earlier, the Bronx is the melting pot.
Here we go.
Of all ethnic groups.
Let me tell you something. America is not a melting pot. America and these communities are nothing but a salad bowl. A melting pot means that people come together. They respect one another. They don't hate on one another, right? They're working in harmony with one another. They see one another as the same, and they treat one another as the same. America has never been a melting pot. It's a solid bowl of many people thrown in together, because a lot of these folks, black people, we have a history in this country of living in our communities, minding our own business, and other people get dumped into our communities that we have to deal with. Which is, we have to deal with their anti-black sentiments, every damn thing. So he's painting this harmonious thing, which is bullshit. And you'll see why when Grandmaster Cass goes off on him.
The Bronx is the melting pot of all ethnic groups. Huge migration of people to the Bronx. Okay? And that's who created, or that's who put together this culture that we.
So you see the narrative that he's pushing out. The narrative that he's putting out is that it was this melting pot. Basically, he's talking about Puerto Ricans. That's his narrative, which is why I believe he did what he did to Tariq. And also he's cool with Dr. Cologne, who also is someone who does not like Tariq because of the narrative of the movies and the narratives that he has been putting out. And so if that's their narrative that they believe, then quite naturally, they're going to go against Tariq. Quite naturally. I just want to let y'all know that.
Love so much. You know, hip hop was birthed in the Bronx, and hip hop holds no color boundaries or ethnic boundaries. I mean, we had Jewish cats.
There are a lot of people that you're going to hear on the video that I'm going to play that are going to say, no, hip hop wasn't just born in the Bronx. There's different parts of the Bronx. People believe it was the South Bronx, but there's brothers that are saying, no, it wasn't just the South Bronx, but it was other parts of the Bronx where things were happening. There's people that believe that there was things happening in places like Queens and Brooklyn. But let's get back to it.
Breaking.
Doing graffiti.
Like
I mean, keep it a buck. I mean, hip hop, like basketball, was predominantly black. Okay.
All right.
And I remember, and my man Disco Wiz ain't here right now, but Disco Wiz, you know what I mean? We was friends in school, and when I told him I was DJing, I put him down with me. We started DJing together, and we would just, as friends, just walk through the neighborhood, walk down streets. We used to dress alike and shit. And he would catch flack from Puerto Ricans, Latinos. They would like stop him when we was walking.
You hear what he's saying? He had a friend who would catch flack from other Puerto Ricans and say racial things. And that term, Boinka, whatever that damn term that they use to call us black, whatever the derogatory term. He's basically telling Joey Cazano to stop with the bullshit, stop with the fantasy that we were all together in this melting pot. He said, hey, black people were playing basketball. Puerto Ricans were playing handball. There were some of us that did play handball, but we predominantly played basketball. Just like hip hop, we were predominantly doing hip hop. I mean, shit.
From Puerto Ricans, Latinos, they would like stop him when we was walking and say something to him in Spanish, and I could tell that something was wrong because he would hand me his hat. Yeah, and I seen him knock 3 or 4 people out for saying, "Why you hanging with that fucking Moreno?"
Boom, Moreno. What did DJ Cass just say? He was hanging with I guess a friend of his had happened to be Puerto Rican, and the other Puerto Ricans were telling him, why are you hanging out with that? You know what, folks? That black man, that Moreno, whatever the hell. I don't speak Spanish. You see? He had to check him on that bullshit that he was putting out there on a stream.
All right, so it wasn't all everybody kumbaya. We was at that point in our youth where we was in the park, and most of the Puerto Ricans was in the handball court, and most of the black people was on the basketball court. Now, did black people play handball? Yeah, but it was predominantly Puerto Ricans.
Okay, at the top of this video, there's a Puerto Rican guy shaking his head. Guess who that is? That's no other than Crazy Legs, who was a breakdancer. You saw him on that movie Beat Street back in the day. You could see him shaking his head because he agreed. See, depending on who these people are around, they're going to either say whatever the narrative. When they're around their own people, they change their story. But when they're around a black person like Grandmaster Cass, who was there, they know he telling the truth. But if they get around their own people, they tell the lies. Or if they're around, or if they're talking to other black people or other people who don't know the history, then they tell their lies. Nobody on that panel told Grandmaster Cass that he was wrong. Even Crazy Legs was shaking his head up and down. Let me let you see it again. What I want you to do is I want you to heavily observe how at the top of this stream, you have the lady who I told you is a racist herself. She has peppered the N-word on YouTube. I have seen her when I have been on panels. I've been on panels with her when she was talking this way, have observed her in the way she talks and uses that N-word, and feels she can comfortably use it because she likes black men, or that she sees herself as partially black herself. And so Grandmaster Cass say, hey, I was with my homeboy, and his own people were telling him, why are you hanging out with me? This woman on this panel has used the N-word, has been called out on it. Next to her is Crazy Legs, who's going to be shaking his head up and down when he confirms what he says as being what Grandmaster Cass says is being truthful. Let's let you hear. Watch his head up and down. He's the one with the glasses on.
And most of the Puerto Ricans was in the handball court, and most of the black people was on the basketball court. Now, did black people play handball? Yeah, but it was predominantly Puerto Ricans. Did Puerto Ricans play basketball? Yeah, but it was predominantly black. And that's the same thing for hip hop.
Did you see how he was shaking his head up and down like this, y'all? Huh? Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? See, I don't have to get emotional about this. The evidence and the receipts proves it for us. This is why when Lord Jamar called everybody out, remember? He said, Crazy Legs, step to the class for this cipher. He said, KRS-One, teacher, step to the class for this cipher. He said, Fat Joe, step for the class for this cipher. He called them all out. Busta Rhymes, step to the class for this cipher. He called them all out and said, I'm going to give him a week and see what happens. And guess what? Nobody rung the bell of his challenge. Nobody wanted to come to class, to hip hop class, and have this cipher. The cipher was that if you can prove that you created hip hop and you show your receipts and your evidence, and we show our receipts and our evidence, and whoever is able to prove it out, then one another has to stop claiming that one another is the creator of it, you see. And Lord Jamar, he called them to class. And let me read this right now. Let me see. There was a video of Crazy Legs from a few years ago where he says Monuno means black. We used to say the original B-boy style is the Moreno style. Hope you can find. Yeah, I can find that video. You're right. The Moreno style. That's black. Matter of fact, I think I've seen that video where he said that it was Moreno style. I think I seen that video on Twitter. I could pull that video. I know what you're talking about. I thank you for putting that in the chat room. Everybody that's here, I thank you for being here. Make sure you share this video on all of your social media. But remember, he called everybody to class and nobody wanted to show up for class. So what does that tell you? Their silence tells you everything you want to know. That if they were confident about their what they believe is the creation of hip hop, meaning Fat Joe said that hip hop was created in a 50-50 collaboration between Puerto Ricans and blacks. And if Fat Joe felt comfortable and confident in his declaration, then you would think that Fat Joe would have shown up to the class.
Element of hip hop, it was 50-50, bro.
But it still does not negate.
All right, 50-50, bro, he says. But he didn't show up to Lord Jamar challenge. That to me is problematic. And Grandmaster Cass broke it down and told Joe Gazzano, who he's here with right here, no, man, you're wrong. Hip hop was strictly a black American creation. He said, you guys played handball, we played basketball. Some of us would play handball with you, but it was really your thing. Our thing was basketball. And some of you did play basketball, but it was mainly our thing. Same thing with hip hop. He made a perfect statement there and saying what he said, y'all. And he did. Most definitely.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
And I'm going to tell it, y'all. So let's do this. I have another video. This one talking about Lord Jamar. Let's go into another video where Lord Jamar on his own podcast, he has, I think, 2 people on the podcast who are Puerto Rican themselves. I think the Ruby D is one of them. And Ruby D was one of the ones that he was asking to step up to the class. And he had 2 of these cats on his podcast in which they admitted that Puerto Ricans got into it after the fact. I want y'all to check this out. Let's go into the reaction studio. Okay, y'all? Here we go.
This is gonna
1978. Yeah. What year did you get into did you start rapping, Ruby D?
Late 76, early 77.
76, 77. Mm-hmm.
The Furious 5 were still the 3 MCs.
So if we go by the timeline of 73 and y'all is the first Puerto Ricans, that means that hip hop was going for at least 3 years before any
what? Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls that you just hear that, these 2 gentlemen are some of the first Puerto Ricans to get into hip hop in terms of MCs. They named the time that they got into it. There are black rappers or black MCs that predate them. Yet they say that they created it at the same time with us. They predate and they admit out of their own mouths, I bring receipts. This is the this is the reason why, whether you like Tariq or not, this is the reason why his movie could get the sort of pushback that it got. This is the reason why. I want y'all to hear this again. In the year that they're talking about, the years.
This is gonna
1978. Yeah, what
1978.
What year did you get into did you start rapping, Ruby D?
Late 76, early 77.
Boom. Ruby D, who's Puerto Rican, says he got into rapping late 76, 77. There are black rappers at that time, or black MCs, that predate that. Let's continue.
76, 77. Mm-hmm.
The Furious Five were still the three MCs.
So if we go by the timeline of 73 and y'all is the first Puerto Ricans, that means that hip hop was going for at least 3 years before any.
They're agreeing with him. So what you have here is Lord Jamar says that if you guys got into it around 76, 77, and hip hop was going on around 73, where you had black MCs. So for at least for a couple of years, black people were doing their thing with the hip hop in terms of the hip hop MCing way prior to Puerto Ricans being involved in it, at least for about, as according to Brother Lord, at least 3 years. This is all predating these two guys here who are said to be the first Puerto Rican rappers. They admit it out of their own mouths.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth.
Hip hop was going for at least 3 years before any Puerto Ricans touched the hip hop soil, correct?
Pretty much.
Correct.
I would say that.
Okay.
Did you hear what he just said? Woo! Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, God darn, y'all. Woo! Welcome back. Everybody, what do you think about that? I will be pulling up your thoughts on the screen in just a moment. What do you think about what you just heard? Ruby D and the other gentleman are the two first on record Puerto Rican hip hop MCs, meaning spitting the ciphers. They didn't get into it until maybe the late 70s, mid to late. Early 70s and beyond, black folks was already dabbling in the art form. Same thing with breakdancing. Black people were already doing what we would call a hip hop dance. By the time the Puerto Ricans really start to filtrate into doing the breakdancing, the up rock and the low rock, which, by the way, up rock and low rock, black folks were doing that. I'm going to be talking about that on the following video that I'm going to be doing. That by the time they start to get into it, black people were like, it's played out, y'all. We on to something else, okay? Okay? Truth is truth. I want to thank everybody that's here, Golden Melon and Peggy Roster, Jonathan Kidd, everybody that's rocking with me, Mike B, all my mods, everybody that's in the house. Thank you for being here, rocking with Info Media Reacts, y'all. Now, I should have another, what else do I have that will catch your attention? Maybe, do I have anything else to catch your attention tonight before I end it? That might just, wait a minute. Oh, yes, I do. This is the video clip that will put a crescendo on tonight's presentation, but I will pull your thoughts up on the screen. Now, once again, let's get back to the reactionary studio, y'all, okay? And here we go.
Yep. 75, 74 even. Yeah, just 74. 74 to 78.
What year you stopped, MC?
I stopped, what, 73, 4, 5, 6. Between 77 and 78, I stopped.
How many of y'all know who that is? That's the first MC right there. Coca Rock. Y'all know that's the first MC. What you're hearing them is that they were asked a question, when did you stop rapping? you hear the other guy say, hey, 73 through 78. So they're talking about they was doing all this stuff predating all these other people who are claiming that they created it. He's telling you right there. Put in the chat room, do you know? Yeah, Coke La Rock. Coke El Rock. That's the first hip hop MC. He's telling you when he stopped. See, the thing is about black people is that we go on to other things. We set the trend with something, and after we do it, now we on to something else. And by the time other groups start to do it, we innovating something else. While what they're doing to us, it's played out.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Once again, these two cats right here, they've been in the hip hop game a long time. They're telling you when they stopped engaging in the creation, their creation, shit. Let's hear this again.
Yep, 75, 74 even.
Yeah, the 74.
74 to 78.
What year you stopped, MC?
I stopped, what, 73, 4, 5, 6. Between 77 and 78, I stopped.
So, Coke El Rock, Coke La Rock is the proper term I should be using. Coke La Rock stopped emceeing in 78. So when you forget these pioneers and other people start to jump on board, now you start to think that we didn't create it because a lot of these dudes, they dropped out of the game. A lot of these cats, they was finished. They didn't have no more desire anymore for it. They went on. You got to remember, what did I say before? Hip hop was created by black preteens. So what happens to you as a preteen? You get into something that you like. That's how kids are. You like it, you get into it, you start to get older, and then you stop. And then you got to also remember, at that time, nobody was making money off of hip hop. So a lot of these dudes, as they started to get older, they probably had kids to raise, families, children to feed. They had to get out there and start making some money. That could be a reason why some of them might have stopped being on the rap scene, because they were doing it since they were youth. Now, when they fade out, now you get these other groups who come in and they want to change the whole narrative of the history, because a lot of our old school individuals like Coke La Rock, they kind of fade off the scene because they got other priorities happening in their life.
73, 4, 5, 6. Between 77 and 78, I stopped.
You stopped.
I stopped.
I stopped competing and stuff in 77. I really stopped between 76 and 77.
When Sugar Hill Gang came out, you were still breakdancing at that time?
No.
Stopped.
No, we pretty much stopped by then. But the Latino kids was.
We have been.
Boom. So this narrative that Latino or Puerto Ricans created the breakdancing is false. The brother is telling you, when he asked him, he pretty much stopped breakdancing around the early 70s to mid 70s. So when he stopped, so that means they were doing it. This is predated. They were doing this shit way before Puerto Ricans were getting into breakdancing. They stopped. Then the Puerto Ricans got involved in it. Just like he said, the Puerto Rican kids start picking it up after black people had already did the damn deed. Okay?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Boy, I tell you, that's DJ Faze right there. But I gotta let y'all hear that little piece because it fits into. And see, now you understand why you have people who they don't want any movie or documentary to be out there. They want to shut it down because they don't want the truth to be put out there. And whether you are a fan or a supporter of Tariq Nasheed, that doesn't matter to me. Whether you don't like him or not, everybody has a right to feel what they feel about him. It doesn't change the facts, and the facts are the facts, that it was hip hop was a black creation, black American creation, and other groups jumped on board and contribute a lot of the time when some of us were finished with it. Okay?
Tell the truth.
Let's go.
I really stopped really between 76 and 77.
When Sugar Hill Gang came out, you were still breakdancing at that time?
No.
You see what he said? When Sugar Hill Gang came out, the brother stopped breakdancing. And then he says this.
No, we pretty much stopped by then. But the Latino kids was.
But the Latino kids were engaging in it at that time when black folks had already was played out with it.
Ben done gave the breaking up. You know,
right. It got played out.
It got played out.
It got played out.
And that's exactly what I've been saying.
Right.
You know, everything that we do it done, and then we like kind of like whatever, and then they grab hold onto it, and then they take it from there and say that they did it.
Then they take it back to their culture and manipulate it in their culture.
Now, you see right here that KRS-One, he speaks with a forked tongue. On one hand, we got videos where he's saying that if it wasn't for Puerto Ricans, that there would be no hip hop. Then on this video clip, he's saying that they took it from us. Which is it, KSR1? KRS-One, brother, I loved your music back in the day, but you put out a lot of misinformation. We got a video clip of you saying that without them, there would be no hip hop. Yet you're in this clip, you're saying that they took it from us and brought it back to their neighborhoods. Oh my God, everybody. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Woo, see how these guys change up their narratives? Hear this again. I want y'all to hear KRS-One again.
Kind of like whatever, and then they grab hold onto it, and then they take it from there and say that they did it.
Then they take it back to their culture.
KRS-One says out of his own mouth that they take it from us and take it back to their culture. But then in the other video that he did, he said that without, so which is it, KRS-One? Which is it? If they took it from us and brought it back to their culture, then how in the hell could there not be any hip hop without Puerto Rican culture having an influence on it? You said on that video that when the Puerto Ricans came over to Dominicans, that we taught them English and they taught us Spanish. Yet there's no MCs from back in these days, like these brothers right here, or these brothers right here, that were singing in Spanish or singing any type of Spanish type of rap rhythm at all. Black rap music, as we did it, was influenced by the gospel, by the blues, by the ragtime, by the spiritual hymns, by the gospel, the blues, the R&B, the Motown, all that type of shit. So what is KRS-One talking about? He speaks on both sides of his neck. Depending on what audience he's talking to, he changes up the narratives. Y'all see what's going on? If you see it, hit 7s in the chat room. Let's continue. Damn, KRS-One.
And manipulate it in their culture, then say they did it.
Right. And that's just not true.
And that's a good example.
You know, I'm never gonna just take it away from our creator, the people that we created it. Right. Why would it, just because we gave it to you, can't say you recreated it?
I think what really misled people was those movies and also KRS-One's South Bronx.
Boom. Now, what did I say about those movies? The Beat Street movies, all those movies where you saw a lot of Puerto Rican breakdancers, but black people were doing all this stuff predating them. That means what? They didn't create. They simply contribute, came in and added to it, not create.
Because when he came out with that South Bronx, yeah, it gave us dignity from being from the Bronx.
Right.
It gave us dignity, but at the same time,
it was taken away from the creation of where it came from.
Right, because the South Bronx is probably a nice mix of Puerto Ricans and African Americans. Right. And so people always associate the start of hip hop with the South Bronx, that mixture. Right. But the problem with that is the two main groups that's claiming the start of hip hop is not from the South Bronx.
Right.
Did y'all hear that? Joe Calzone, the man who put the letter on Tariq to no longer have his photos in his movie, is also pushing that narrative that hip hop was born in South Bronx, right? And he's the man that took those photographs, some of the photographs, early photographs as a youth. At least that's what we've been led to believe. Or at least what the media puts out there, everyone puts out there, right? But now we've got black folks, the real pioneers, that are telling you, no, it wasn't just a South Bronx thing, that there were other parts of the Bronx and probably other areas in New York where he said that the two of the guys, two of the foundation of it weren't even from. Let me let you just hear this again.
Because the South Bronx is probably a nice mix of Puerto Ricans and African Americans. And so people always associate the start of hip hop with the South Bronx, that mixture. But the problem with that is the two main groups that's claiming the start of hip hop is not from the South Bronx.
Do you hear what he's saying? The two main groups claiming the start of hip hop are not even from the South Bronx. Let's continue.
Neither.
Right, neither group. The two groups that claim the start of hip hop is Coke La Rock, Kool Herc, and they call it the West Side.
This thing called hip hop that the West Side created.
Then I moved to the West Side.
Then I moved to the West Side when I was like in the 6th grade.
That's Coke La Rock, first hip hop, first MC. He's saying he moved to the West Side. So if he moved to the West Side and he's a foundation of hip hop, then it could not have been born in just South Bronx, because he said he moved to the West. Man, see, these are the people that was there. Damn it.
This thing called hip hop that the West Side created.
Then I moved to the West Side.
Then I moved to the West Side when I was like in the 6th grade. And that's how I met Herc on the West Side.
The two groups that claim to start of hip hop is Coke La Rock, Kool Herc, and they call it the West Side. And then it's our side.
We from the East Side of the Bronx.
So where would you say hip hop started?
Hands down, BX, baby.
BX?
BX.
Yeah, okay, that's
BX.
No question. BX.
Hands down. It started BX, and I believe it started right here in the East Bronx. Because two different sides of the Bronx, people don't realize that.
Right.
This is a very good point. We get caught up in this whole South Bronx story, but you got brothers on here talking about the West Side, and now this brother says the East Side.
You couldn't be
the East Side of the Bronx. You know what? The East Side is a big part of the Bronx.
Okay.
This is DJ Lance, DJ Lance, Lance, hip hop pioneer that's talking here.
A lot of projects. I come from Lafayette, Boynton Avenue.
Okay.
Story Avenue between Lafayette, Morrison, and Boynton.
And then it's our side, the Soundview area, Mario and the Black Spades. Those are the only two groups.
Mario and the Black Spade. Now, DJ Mario, people thought he was Puerto Rican. That's a lie. DJ Mario was black, y'all. His family comes from the South. And when I do my next video about the whole breakdancing, how that came about, you're going to see DJ Mario's family, his sister, in the video telling everybody to shut that lie up, because people were thinking that, oh, DJ Mario is Puerto Rican. No, he wasn't. That's another lie. I've got footage of the family members telling you where that man comes from. And they black, y'all. They black.
Somebody's gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
They black Americans. Okay?
Tell the truth.
Let's continue.
That I heard the claim of starting hip hop.
Right.
Flash did great things, but he more transformed what was already going on.
Right.
Right. So that needs to be
a big part of it.
Right. And when you talk to Coke La Rock even said he only knew 1 or 2 Puerto Ricans. You know, when he went to school, he only knew 1 or 2 Puerto Ricans. So you saying us African Americans dominated?
Yes.
African Americans dominated.
Nothing personal. Right. When I went to junior high school, I only had maybe 3 Spanish people in my class. 1 Jamaican, maybe 1 other nationality.
You hear what he's saying? Coke LaRock is saying he only had maybe 1 or 2 Puerto Ricans in his class. But also check this out. Black people have dominated the genre. Right here, you have DJ Charlie Chase. Look at all those black men. Look at all that Black Foundation stuff there. And 1 Puerto Rican man by the name of DJ Charlie Chase. Shout out to him. He has come out and been very honest about the foundation of it. And he's also been honest about saying that when he got into it, his own people in the Puerto Rican community told him, what the hell are you doing playing that Jungle Bunny music, hanging out with those black folks? What are you doing? He said he didn't give a damn. Here he is again on this photo, DJ Charlie Chase. Who do you see in the background of DJ Charlie Chase? Nothing but black folks, damn near all black folks. Now, these are photos that Joe Conzo has taken, but his own photographs lead to an indictment. His own photographs that he took lead to an indictment of the lie that Puerto Ricans were just all over hip hop from the very beginning, and they created it. His photographs prove the proof is in the pudding, y'all.
Tell the truth.
Okay, it's always in the pudding. His own photographs, this guy right here, Joe Conzo, your photographs that you took as a young man, they actually indict you on the lies that you've been telling to make it seem like that blacks and Puerto Ricans created this all together harmoniously from the very beginning. Not true. You contribute, but you did not create. There's a difference between creation and contributing. Go ahead.
In those Cool Herc parties, Coke LaRock and Cool Herc parties, it was only 1 or 2, literally 1 or 2 Puerto Ricans.
Now, and don't get me wrong. Just please, I don't want all the Puerto Ricans that I'm talking to right now, don't get me wrong. We're not even going to say that you were not there.
Okay.
What we're going to say is that you had nothing to do with the creation. We're talking about the creation. The creation of something means that we put it together.
Right.
Now, if you added on something, you're not the creator.
Right.
You just added on to something.
Right.
Okay, and so that's what Puerto Ricans did. They added on to what was already created.
Exactly.
And so I have nothing.
All right. All right, everybody. Out of the reaction studio and back on full frame, everybody. Thank you. I hope that you got something out of that. Let me know by putting 7s in the chat room. Let me pull up your thoughts real quick before I end tonight's show. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's show. I hope that it was informative, that it puts away a lot of BS. And I'm going to say again, I think that Joe Conzo doing what he did has a lot to do with the fact that he's cool with Dr. Cologne, who both, I think, do not like Tariq Nasheed. And this was a play at trying to punch down on Tariq Nasheed, mainly because they do not like what's in the microphone check. They do not agree with the narrative that Tariq Nasheed is putting down with the microphone check. I think that's what it all, at the end of the day, boils down to, is that they don't like the narrative that Tariq is putting out, a narrative that many of us who have been around for a minute, and many of the individuals that was in his documentary and those individuals that you saw on that particular video that I played, they would agree wholeheartedly. But you have a segment of people who want to change history, manipulate it, and push another narrative. And we're doing the right thing to push back on a narrative that is not true. So when I hear someone say or leave a message that, hey, why are you talking about this? It's not a big deal. No, it is. No, it is a big deal. Every culture, every people protect what is theirs, protect what they have created. And that's just the facts. You cannot let people try to rewrite history, because we got young people coming up behind us, and then they'll begin to believe something that's false. It's about telling the God's truth.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
So let's go ahead, everybody, and let's check out what you have to say in the chat room real quick before we end tonight's program. I want to thank you all for rocking with Info Media Reacts tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed the show, put those 7s out there again. Appreciate you. And let me see what you're saying. Let me see. DJ Too Fast says, on another topic, this host needs to do more research. He's murdering the names. Well, I did say some names incorrectly, and then I corrected myself. I did say Grandmaster Cass. I said Crazy Legs. I also said, what else did I also say tonight? I talked about MC, LaRock. I said a few things a little off, and then I tried to correct myself. So other than that, in terms of doing research, everything that I put out tonight is based on facts. You know why? I didn't say these facts. I let the people who were there speak the facts. I played video clips of what Grandmaster Cass said to Joe when he was lying about there was his harmonious relationship between Puerto Ricans and black people at that time, when it really wasn't. I let my receipts were the video clips and the things that came out of the mouth of people who were there when it happened. So therefore, I can stand on strong ground. And goodbye. Goodbye, and don't come back. See, you see how the individual comes in here and tries to bring in the negative vibrations. You all watch me say things and try to correct myself. Now, you witnessed that tonight. I say a guy's name, and then as I realize, oh, that's wrong, let me correct that. But he comes in and tries to get us off the narrative. You all put 7s in the chat room if you've seen it for yourself. Didn't I let the receipts? Didn't I play the receipts to prove my argument or my position tonight? Didn't I put out receipts tonight? Put 7s in the chat room if you agree with that. Didn't I show video clips that made my arguments tonight? What's going on, O'Shea, the hobbyist? And that some chick named Star is in the house. Thank you. So my video receipts was my evidence of the position that I present tonight. If I got some names wrong, I apologize. But for the most part, I said names correct. Tariq Nasheed, I said that name correct. Dr. Cologne, I said his name correct. Joe Casano, that's the guy who put the legal stuff against Tariq. I said those names. I said the names that were necessary to be said tonight. I said DJ Charlie Chase. I said that name correct. I said Cool Herc correct tonight. So what's the problem? Cooler Rock. I got it right now, y'all. Okay. MC Cooler. Oh, God, man. I tell you, folks. See, he didn't want to deal with the facts that I put out there, so he had to go to something else, right? But didn't want to deal with the information that I put out that's actually based in the facts that come from the very people themselves. You heard DJ FaZe break some things down on that video that I played for you. Okay, we got FBA Strong in the house who says this. Not Conzo. Okay. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you for the correction, DJ Too Fast. But the fact of the matter is, The information I put out again were the people that were the pioneers. They set the record straight. Simple as that. You can't argue with their facts. Argue with those facts if you dare to try. We got Peggy Roster in the house, Golden Melon, and let me move on to let's get back to the positive. Okay, I will not even explain myself. They are mad. Yeah, they're mad because black people, black Americans are setting the record straight. That's why they're mad, and they're coming in like that, right? Same reason that they took down, no matter what you think of Tariq Nasheed, it's the same reason why they wanted to get rid of Tariq Nasheed's documentary. They don't want us telling the truth. So they come in and try to create, distractions, but we're not going to go for it. Okay, let's see here. We got Henderson's in the house. And Henderson said this, Hill. Oh, let's go. Oh, thank you. Support the channel. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Let's see. This brother right here said this. Look, everybody, I am bad with names. I've never denied that. But he says, yep, all that stuck up out the door. Thank you, brother. We got William Thomas says no. What he says, no England. What? No England. We got my man, William. We got my man, William, Wild William 454. He says, we have taken the word by storm, taken the world by storm, just music alone. Or the word. Right. Let me see DJ. So DJ Too Fast says, I actually said a few times it's a black creation thing. Okay, thank you for your statements. I appreciate that. Thank you. If I might have missed those statements, I'm going over a lot of stuff. But I think what I have put out, I'm going to say it again, everybody. This is very important. I think that the content overall tonight that I put forth, I did back it up with some receipts. For those of you that are coming in late, make sure you watch this video on the replay because you might have missed some of the other receipts that I did play tonight. Okay, that will reinforce where I'm at right now. We got Kate Jackson coming in and saying this, have to re-listen to this sound. Excellent. Thank you. Let me see here. We've got Power 106 LA Radio. I won a rap call in radio contest. I could have lost to a Latino if they were into rap because they were here in LA. Power 106. Jonathan Kidd, what's up to you, brother? Glad to see you over here. Jonathan Kidd, you know what I mean. And just so you know, everybody, I am planning to go live tomorrow on the Information Man show at my normal time. So I'm going to go. I know Umar Johnson's been talking up a storm, talking about what happened to Trump. I might do a video about that tomorrow, possibly. Also, I had someone tell me, hey, am I going to get into the Project 2025 on that channel? And I'm thinking about actually getting into that too as well at some point in time. If not tomorrow, I'll figure it out, everybody. I'll figure out so much stuff to talk about. And sometimes you find I don't have much time. Oh, we got Be the Difference clothing in the house. Yeah. I got your message in the IG. I will reach out to you. Be the Difference clothing. I'll reach out to you. I'll send you a message back in the IG and we can talk. We can go from there. Okay. I appreciate you coming in tonight and leaving that message to remind me. I appreciate that. We got, don't forget that Charlie Chase sampled Grand Wizard Theodore voice on the Hey Puerto Rican song and have not given him one penny. Wow. I didn't know that. Whoa.
Tell the truth.
I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to do some research on that.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
The Anointed One just came in and dropped some powerful stuff on us. We got the Messiah who just came in and says, man, let it play. Let it play. Hey, I played him tonight. Black Truth. Let me see. This is Harvey, who says, Black Truth don't change. We create hip hop as well as all other genres of music. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. We got sister right here. Let me see right here. She says the receipts were on point. Thank you, Miss A. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Look, that's what I got. If anything that I said wrong tonight, the one thing that is strong and stands is the foundation of this video tonight is that the receipts speak for themselves and cannot be disputed because it came from people that were there. And DJ FaZe, man, let me see. No, that was Frankie Cutlet. Okay, thank you. Oh, so DJ FaZe, you said that was DJ Cutlass. Okay. Hey, look, DJ FaZe, let me ask you a question. Be honest. Are you look like Dr. Cologne. Are you Dr. Cologne using another account? Just be honest, because that picture you got on there looks just like Dr. Cologne. And I know Dr. Cologne is heavily been speaking out about the fact that Puerto Ricans were there at the beginning of the creation. And he heavily has talked about that it was Puerto Ricans who brought the breakdancing. That's his perspective. I don't agree with it. And I think I've answered that question tonight, and we'll be answering another question. We'll be doing another video with actual foundational Black people who will answer that question. Not me answering it. They gonna answer it. Let me know. DJ Too Fast says no. We just balled. Okay, man, I get it. Let me see. Hey, check this out. I don't mind. Look. I'm not one of these content creators that, I know people are going to have a difference of opinion. There's people that's going to agree with my video, disagree. I totally get it. People should think for themselves and have their own opinions. But you can't refute the receipts that I played tonight. That can't be refuted. Period. And I must continue to say that for the people that's going to watch this video and leave comments. Probably is Dr. Cologne there sneaky like that. Well, look, I'm happy to see everybody over here tonight. It's a Saturday night. I hope everybody's enjoying their weekend. Let's see. Peggy Rosser says, even the slaves was passing messages through with, the slaves. Well, the drums from Africa was a way to send messages to, Everybody, plays their role. Let's see. The rat has a lot of around in the FBA Spaces chat. Interesting. The mighty, let me go here. We got the mighty Hebrew says the FBA cornbread created graffiti in 1965. Right. I've done a video on my other channel about that too. When Fat Joe came out and said the things that he said. But this is the thing. One of the arguments that people who disagree with that would say from New York is that cornbread is not from New York. Now, am I right or wrong? That's the argument that people bring up is that, but cornbread wasn't from New York. So therefore, because he wasn't from New York and he was from Philadelphia, can you really say he was the first? Because everything is New York centric, meaning everything that has to do with hip hop, people tend to, that New York is the place. That's where it all started at. The graffiti, anything outside of that isn't the original. That's what people would make as an argument against what you said about cornbread. And then people would also say that cornbread really wasn't hip hop. That's another argument that people will make as well. Let me see what GJ is saying. He says graffiti started with cavemen, to be honest. Oh, you're talking about when you go all the way back to when people would write on the walls. Well, you know, you had writing in Kemet, Egypt. Humans have always written stuff on walls, but then I could also open up a can of worms and say, who was the original man that everyone's DNA comes from? Last time I checked, is it not the black man and woman? Didn't they find the first life in the continent of Africa? Ooh, let me stop there. Let me stop there. Let me stop. Hebrew says this. He is from North Philly. Thank you for that. Thank you for that statement. We got Kate Jackson who comes in and says FBA, yes. Okay. Let me see. Golden Melanin is coming in and saying some things. And let me go with what she's saying. She's laughing. And then DJ says, DJ Too Fast says original is African. Yes. Oh, definitely. Most definitely. We got Be The Difference Clothing. Be The Different Clothing. What's going on? How you been doing, Be The Difference? Be The Different Clothing. How you been doing? I see you. I'm gonna check you out on your Instagram. I saw some of your Instagram posts in the past. You be looking good on your Instagrams and stuff like that. Okay.
Tell the truth.
Hey, y'all check out Be The Difference Clothing. She's got a YouTube channel as well. She's very positive, very spiritual sister, really has her stuff together. I interviewed her a long time ago on my other channel, The Information Man Show. Make sure you check her out. She's also on Instagram as well. Real good sister, real good woman, very dynamic. And then let me see. We got my man Narratives and Dialogue is in the house, who says, this was great info media react. Oh, thank you. And make sure y'all check out my man Narratives and Dialogue. He has a fantastic channel as well. He does great job with his special effects, and the man's on point. The man is on point. We got my sister here who's doing a great job as a mod in the chat room, and that is some chick named Star doing a great job. Thank you. And let's see. Let me go over here and cancel that out. And let me see what my man Harvey is saying right here. Harvey says, so I guess Europeans created the Congo because instead of using language, they were beating on their chests and mumbling. Wow. The Anointed One has come back in, and it says the crazy thing about that song is they called it the Puerto Rican national anthem with an FBA's voice that made the song hot. He also sampled. So that's DJ Chase you're talking about that he sampled. Wow, interesting. We got Prince who came in the house. Prince says, peace to the chat and new member. Thank you for being a part of the family over here, and I'll give you a clap. Thank you.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
And if you like, subscribe to the Information Man Show. That's my other channel. We do things different on this channel because we're going to be reacting to so many different topics and things of that nature. Let me see right here. Lord Jamar put out a challenge to those who said they were a part of creating hip hop and none of them showed up. You know what? The Way We Do It TV, I put everything in this video tonight. I did. Everybody, did I not say that tonight? Did I not say that? Did I not say that they didn't show up for the bail? Did I not say that Brother Lord said that, hey, he said KRS-One. He said Crazy Legs. He said Fat Joe, step up to the class in this cipher and prove what you're talking about. And nobody showed up. Nobody got back to him. No, nothing.
Tell the truth.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you. Thank you, sister. See, Thank you for saying that. Because see, that's what this was how it's going to work. The haters are going to comment on this channel, on this video, and they're going to bring they're going to bring that type of stuff. But they're not going to talk about what was proven by the actual pioneers themselves. The other video that I'm going to do, folks, is showing you how black people going all the way back to the 1950s were doing what we would call breakdancing. They just didn't have a name for it. It wasn't called. Got to remember, a lot of this shit didn't have a name yet. Or sometimes people didn't even give it a name. They just did it. They just did what they felt. I've got footage of black folks dancing, hip-hop style, hip-hop dancing in movement. Almost like this right here. Let me show y'all something. Almost like what this dude is doing right here. Doing that type of stuff, what he just did right there. I got a video of black folks doing that type of movement in the 1950s. I can't wait to produce that video. I'm going live with that video. And I'm also going to have footage of what black people were doing prior, the dances that they were doing that predates breakdancing, that gave birth to breakdancing. Just you watch. Doing moves like that. I'm telling you, watch and to watch. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I can't wait for you to see it. Once again, everybody, if you've enjoyed the show, do me the biggest favor and subscribe to the channel so that you can get more videos like this if you like. Hit the bell notification and let people know about the channel. If you like what's been going on tonight, and you know I'll be reacting to many other subjects and many other things that are going on, all the polarizing content that you like, polarizing issues, we're going to do it on this channel in this type of style. Okay? So I really want to say I appreciate everybody tonight again. Like and comment when you get a chance. Share the video on all your social media because I would definitely appreciate that. This has been a great experience for me tonight to present this in the fashion that I presented it. Because I know a lot of people have talked about this issue, but I wanted to bring this issue to you with receipts to back up the play of what we're talking about tonight. Once again, Joe used the Digital Millennial Copyright Act. It is a 1998 United States copyright law that was implemented to 1996 treaties of the World Intellectual Property. That's what he used to get Tariq Nasheed to take down those photos from his movie. That's what he did from his documentary. So, folks, I think that's all I got in me tonight. Be on the lookout for the Information Man show. I'll probably be doing a show tomorrow at some time, in my normal time. I want to shout out to everybody in the chat room. Thank you for supporting this channel tonight. I want to thank everybody. Peggy Roster, Harvey's made some great statements tonight. China Black has come in strong. Peggy Roster, Jonathan Kidd, my man. Let me see what my man right here said right here. See what this brother's saying right here. And is a game says microphone check. Already cut that Jamaican theory. Okay. Didn't I already show you? Maybe I should show this again. Let me show y'all something. When you talk about Jamaica, let me show y'all something. Before I get out of here, let me do this. I wished I already had it in my system, but I'm just going to go ahead and pull it up. Hopefully I got it in here ready to go. Where is that photo of Bob Marley in the Wailers when they were, before they had locks in their hair and they were, let me see if I could find that, because that photo says a lot. It says 1,000 words. Give me a minute, folks. Yeah, I want to pull this up. I found I got a couple examples of it, but I'm going to show you guys this black and white example that I have of the photos. So give me just a minute to show you what I'm talking about. So therefore, here you have, there you go. There you go. There go the man himself, the one and only Bob Marley. Expanding that so you could see what I'm talking about. That's the one and only Bob Marley. Before he had locks in his hair, they wore their hair short and they were influenced by Motown. Bob Marley was a big fan of Motown and was influenced by Motown. Let me show you another example of what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. See, on this reaction channel, like I told you before, you're going to get information. You're going to get the information to go along with it. That's why it's called Info Media Reacts. Check this out. I'm going to do a comparison of these two pictures. Now, who is that? That's Smokey Robinson, right? That's Motown. Now, tell me that Bob Marley and the Wailers were not influenced by Motown. That's Smokey Robinson. See, I bring receipts, y'all. Here is Bob Marley in the Wailers before they got into doing the what we would call the reggae music. He has no locks in his hair. Nobody's wearing locks. They're wearing the suits and the shoes because they were influenced by Motown. There, see, you see what I'm talking about here. You see the compare and contrast, okay? All right, this is what we do over here, everybody. So if you like what we're doing over here tonight, make sure you share this video, hit the likes, because that's how the video gets pushed out to get to other people to see it. It also helps me to be discovered so that people can subscribe to the channel, you know.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
And it just helps. It just really helps. So the channel's doing really well, and the content itself is what people like. And we're just going to keep giving you this type of content on this channel. There'll be tons of other subjects that I want to go over. Hell, I really wanted to talk about what happened to Terrell Davis. I want to do a video about him on this channel. Maybe I'll do an uploaded video for you guys to really break down what happened to that brother on the plane in front of his family and how they tried to break his manhood. Woo, let me save it for the video. Man. But anyway, everybody, let me get out of here. I appreciate you all coming over and participating like y'all was doing tonight. This was cool. I appreciate it a lot. So with that said, everybody, let's get ready to get on out of here. Tell somebody that you love them. Tell somebody that you care about them. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And we're going to keep telling the truth as much as we possibly can, everybody. And I'm going to tell it. You should tell it. We all should tell it. And that's what it's all about. So with that said, y'all take care. Peace, respect, and love. And Info Media will be back with more. Peace. Woo. Yeah.
Listening to
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Pretty face I never seen before.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm
Got me thinking things I never thought.
Tell the truth.
You are listening to Information Man Podcast.
Something feeling different in your presence. You got me invested. Every other one come any second. Your feelings are feelings I won't mess with. Shut up and I got no place to exit. Running noise through my mind, you think you're tired. Don't know why I think I'd have the chance to change my fate. Cause if this wasn't destiny, you know I'd have to turn up everything to find the world where you'd end up with me. Not just talking about the weekend. You will never catch me sleeping. I'm in for all seasons. You gotta ask me twice to treat you right. I'm by your side, it's better away. I'm gonna try to put you first. You walked by, I'm asking. Who's that pretty face I never seen before? Got me thinking things I never thought. Got me thinking forward of present. Something feeling different in your presence. You got me invested. Every other one come any second. Your feelings are feelings I won't mess with. Shut up and I got no place to exit.
Tell the truth.